So what we have here is a Sony HDR-HC9E. This particular model is an Australian standard model, which is a HDR-HC with an E on the end of it, which represents the PAL system, as opposed to it not having the E on the end of it, which is an NTSC system. Australia and other countries that use 110 volt power outlets use PAL systems, and countries like the US and Japan, they use NTSC systems. The biggest difference is that the PAL system plays back NTSC and PAL tapes, but the NTSC video cameras don't play back the PAL tapes. So these video cameras with the E on the end of them are more sought after than the NTSC ones, because there's a lot more of the NTSC ones floating around out there in the market due to world population in America and how many people would have bought these cameras back in those days. So yeah, we'll bit of general information about these video cameras to look out for if you're looking for a good Sony video camera. If it's got an E on the end of it, of the model, that represents the PAL system. It'll play back the PAL and the NTSC video camera, videotapes. So good fun. We'll work on this camera. This camera's got a fault with the image. You can see we have a Sony HDR-HC9E. I'm going to power up the camera, and it's got a fault with the rolling image on the LCD screen. Image is rolling over. Now, if you open the screen all the way and you pull it back, if it stops like that, then that's a good indication that the ribbon that runs from the back of the LCD screen PC board through the hinge assembly to the back of the board, sits in the back of the hinge assembly, it's faulty. The flex ribbon needs to be replaced, and yeah, if it's still rolling once you close that, then that could be the main board or it could be the flex ribbon. So seeing that's good indication it's the ribbon itself. So what we'll do, we'll replace the flex ribbon and hopefully everything goes well. Yeah, so another problem with these Sony video cameras is pretty common. It's the mech assembly. Sometimes they open and close, sometimes they don't accept tapes. Over time, the flex ribbon that runs from the top to the back doesn't communicate properly, and we end up having to replace them. So we'll pull this apart and start working on it. We'll just speed this up and strip that part of the camera down real quickly and get into it. Now I'm going to assemble the flex onto the hinge, wrap it around, and then put some double-sided tape to hold the little particular part down onto it. Then we'll assemble it all back together onto the LCD screen. Now we're just grabbing the housing assembly and we're gonna pop it all back together again. Sorry, my head gets in the way of doing all this. So if you're enjoying this video, hit the like and follow so we can keep producing more stuff like this. I will start assembling it all back together again. We'll speed this up again. I will power it up and make sure the touch screen and the LCD screen is working okay. There's no more rolling screen. Everything's working good. I did have to strip this down a second time to do more work to it, which I didn't include in this part. So pretty much jumped straight to this part here and continued with it. I think I had to replace the flex ribbon twice because the original one we put in was faulty, so I had to do the whole thing again. But yeah, you see there the LCD screen's no longer rolling and the touch screen's working good. It's all good to go. Works perfect. Does happen sometimes. We end up pulling things apart a few times to get it going. It was a good fix.